All right, everybody, come on in. Thank you all so much for being here. Let's go ahead and get started. Welcome to another Mondays with Maggie on Cooking with Aisha'S page. So excited to see you all. Come on in, shout yourself out if you would like to. I am Maggie, the substitute teacher. If you're new to me, I make food and femininity content. Today, we're going to continue the rice and beans train. I am going to take some food to the sergeants. I don't think the kids are working out today. So, I've been on the hopping on the Hop and John train. But I don't have the authentic ingredients, so I'm just gonna kind of put together what I have. Every culture has some type of rice and bean dish, especially when you're cooking for men or boys. It keeps them full. So that's what we're going to do today. And so I am gonna make some cornbread, some struggle jiffy cornbread. We're gonna put some jasmine rice in the rice cooker, and then we're gonna make a stew with rice and beans and turkey sausage, pack it up and give it away. All right, hello, Trisha's here. Hello, Tasha's here. Thank you all so much for being here. Francis already has badges. Thank you so much. Hello, Dale is here. Nace, Amy, 6'7". Thank you, everybody, and happy Monday. And as always, let me start by saying thank you to Cooking with Aisha on Mondays. She allows me to stream on her channel. All right, so thank you so much. And I got confirmation that my Select Blends order has been shipped. Believe it or not, I have room for more spices, so I'm looking forward to that order coming in. All right, let's clean off the counter and wash hands. Hope everybody is doing well. Feel free to let me know your favorite rice and bean. If you can have the carbs, let me know your favorite rice and bean combination. We've done the cowboy chow, but we're going to do a struggle meal today. And we'll just figure it out as we go, all right? Sometimes meals are amazing, but I've learned not every meal has to be a home run. Of course, when you're cooking for others, you want it to be a good experience. You want them to enjoy the food. And the Marines have said pretty much anything I want to bring, anytime I want to bring it, they're never not hungry. All right. So if you want to see what they think about it afterwards, I'll put up a short or reel up on my page. Hello, Tweet is here. Oh, I'm so glad you like watching. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Okay, let me clean my hands and get my uniform on, and then we'll start with the cornbread in the oven, and then we'll do the rice in the rice cooker, and then we will do our stew. All right. So I'm always thinking of an order of what can hold, what's going to take the longest. Hello, Yo-Yo from Detroit. Thank you so much for watching. I'm in Atlanta, so shout out to y'all. And shout out to the South. So many people resonated with this, the Hop and John recipe that I made. We got Christina in the house. Hello, good to see you. Hello, Cynthia's here, and Agnes is watching from Maryland. All right, let me get my uniform on, y'all. All right, so we're just gonna see if I can get this on without messing too much up. All right. So we're going to do just jiffy cornbread. You know what? I have the disposable pan, but I think I'll save that for when I'm cooking for the kids. Hello, Brazelton, Georgia. Hello, Tampa's in the house. Hello, Sabrina and Catherine. Shout out to y'all. All right, let's see. All right, I think I'll use the square dish. Let's see if we can make 4 meals and pack them to go. All right, so I'm just using, what is this, 8x8? I am not a professional, and that will become very evident shortly. Hello, Rachel. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the hearts. Hello, everybody. Gary is watching. Thank you so much for being here. All right, so I think what I'll do is, let's get the cornbread mixed. Now I'm going to put a little extra butter in it. I'm going to, I think, melt some butter in the bottom and then put the batter on that. I know, just to give them, they'll burn off the calories. They don't have to worry about it like we do. All right, I'll speak for myself. So I'm going to do 2 boxes of the Jiffy. I'm sure you all have some cornbread favorites, some hot water cornbread, some skillet cornbread, all of that good stuff. You could cook this in the cast iron as well, but we're just going to go ahead and put it in the oven. Last time I did muffins in the air fryer, and they actually came out pretty good. All right, so for this, we just need an egg and milk. That's what's required. So when I'm cooking for others, we give them the whole ingredients. We're gonna do Tweet likes baked beans and sausage. Yeah, that cowboy chow has been a hit. Hello, Tonya on TikTok. Hello, Carly. Thank you so much for being here. Look who we have. Raymax Kitchen and Grill. Y'all, please check him out. One of the first cooking channels that I collaborated with, just like Miss Aisha. Thank you so much. He says, yes, Law. Okay, we have a real home cook who is signing off, so I feel better now. Because, you know, people are very partial to their food choices, and I'm sure some of y'all are like, that's not cornbread. It is today. All right. So we're going to use real milk. This is whole milk. When I'm cooking for others, I give them the full flavor ingredients. When I'm cooking for myself, I'm your substitute teacher because I cook with sugar substitutes, dairy substitutes, and gluten substitutes. But not today. We're going to pack this and give it away. So if you can have all the starches and the dairy and the butter, today is for you. If you're low carb, come back on another day. All right, let's get some butter, some real butter, and of course some real eggs. And I think I'm going to, yeah, I'll put this square air fryer liner in there. These air fryer liners, it's just parchment paper that's been treated with silicone, so it's great for nonstick, but I'm still going to use butter. Hello, Vera is here. Thank you, Rachel, for the headbands. Y'all grew up on Jiffy? I feel better now. Yeah, Ray Mack is in the house. Absolutely. Oh, hello, Pamela is here. Thank you so much for being here, everybody. You add chocolate pudding. Oh, I don't know what that is. Rice and beans. Yeah. I just got some items from the dollar store. So we're just going to, y'all, judge me or don't judge me. Sometimes, you know, you just need to make a meal that just whatever you got, this is going to be one of those meals. And somehow I think it'll come out all right. All right. So we're going to preheat the oven to 400. We're actually going to use the oven today. Y'all know I had to empty it out, but when cooking for others, all right, so we'll let that preheat. We're gonna get a bowl. Let's see. I'm gonna spray the glass dish and then put the liner in just so it sticks a little bit. Then I'll melt some butter because I want to put like a little pool of butter here and then put the batter in that so it kind of percolates up through the cornbread. Why do I fantasize about these things? Something is wrong. I get excited though. All right. So we're going to double up on the recipe, and I'm going to go ahead and melt. I have a half stick of butter. All right. So we're making this up as we go, y'all. All right. This is not included in the recipe, but when you're cooking for the family, if you're cooking for boys or men, or like today, we're cooking for Marines, just add extra starch. If you're trying to eat lighter, then you have the protein and veggies, but give them, you know, I'm a mom of 2 teenage boys, both going to the military. Give them the good stuff. They will burn it off, believe me. Sarah says, am I using a filter on TikTok? I don't think I'm using a filter. Y'all let me know if I look strange. I don't know anything about this stuff. I just turn it on and go. All right, so we have a half stick of butter, and I'm going to put this in the microwave and just cover it up so it doesn't splatter too much. And we're just going to melt this down, and it's going to get poured in there. All right, I'll wait until we're actually ready to pour. This is how I cook. It's a little bit scattered. Julia says, nothing wrong with adding butter. I know. Exactly. We got Sheila in the house. Peony is here. Thank you for the prayers. Edna is here. Good evening to you. So good to see you here. Absolutely. Okay. Let me get some cooking spray. So we've got some Crisco pan release. I'm going to put this directly onto the glass just to hold the parchment in place. You know, if you want to avoid chemicals, you could just do whatever oil you're going to be cooking with. And I'm going to place this liner in here. Kind of acts like a glue so it doesn't pop out. All right, so it stays in there for us. And then this is where the melted butter is going to go. All right, so we'll move that over to the side. Let's go ahead and get started. Let's get it started. Hello, Richie is here on Instagram. Hello, Cezanne. Hello, Danny. So we're going to double up the recipe. We're going to do 2 boxes of Jiffy. I'm always buying the stuff that I can't have. I like to cook for others and give it away. So it allows me to get the cooking bug out of my system and help others. So just because you don't eat it doesn't mean you can't make it. All right, we can definitely cook for others. Thank you all for sharing the live. Hello, Mr. Tunka. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Oh, April is here. Thank you so much for being here. Good evening. All right, so when you're cooking, you can always half a recipe or double or triple. So, you know, if I'm cooking just for myself or if you're cooking for 2 people, just do the same thing and double or triple your ingredients, you know, whatever your constraint is. So if it's eggs, you know, you can't really go, I guess you could do half an egg. You could do 1 egg and beat it and then measure it and do half. I don't think anybody's really trying to do that. All right. Thank you, Nurse 3306 for the badges. You all are so generous. Okay, so 2 boxes of Jiffy. And then it's a third a cup of milk. So we need 2/3 cup of milk. Let's see if we have our measuring cup. So we're gonna pour 2/3 cup of milk, and I'm using real dairy milk. Hello, Herbs with Drea. Thank you all for the roses on TikTok. I appreciate it so much. All right, so 2/3 milk. Yes, it is Cinco de Mayo. You know, I should be doing something Latin inspired. That would be appropriate, but they eat rice and beans in Costa Rica, okay? I know because I've been there. So, yeah, let's get 2 eggs. We have whole eggs here. I eat a lot of eggs, so I buy them by the case. All right, so we're going to pour the milk in. We're going to crack 2 eggs in, and we're going to stir and pour. So oven is heating up. Let's go ahead and turn this on. Let's start with 30 seconds. We're just going to put the cornbread in the oven, set it and forget it. Let me get a spatula. Oh, I ran the dishwasher, so I haven't unloaded it yet. I know all y'all's dishes are always out and ready. Julia says, yeah, they have muffins too. Absolutely. You can make muffins. You could do however you like. We're just going to do the big pan. Sorry. If I'm cooking for kids or small hands, smaller appetites, then muffins are great because everybody can get their one little one. We're cooking for Marines. Just give them the good stuff. So let's go in with the eggs. Let's check on our butter. That didn't seem like it did much. I'm used to the popping. No, 30 more seconds. All right, and you could put anything that you want in this. You could do cheese, you could do jalapeno, you could do actual corn in your cornbread. I know I'm gonna crack it directly into the flour. Some of y'all are freaking out because I'm supposed to crack it in a separate bowl. We'll be all right. Thank you, Francis, for the badges. Hello, Aisha'S here. Okay, 2 eggs and 2/3 cup of milk, and we're just gonna stir until we get a paste. So I'm doing 2 boxes of Jiffy corn muffin mix. Those of y'all that like cornbread, you could do honey cornbread. Let me know what your favorite cornbread flavors are. You could do honey cornbread, cheesy cornbread, jalapeno cornbread. I don't know. What other things would be in there? Mr. OnlyFact says, do you prefer sweet or savory cornbread? I am team sweet all day. Clearly, that's an issue. So we're going to skip a meal, multiple meals. But yeah, I like a sweet cornbread. What do y'all like? Are y'all team sweet or team savory? Hello, Betty is here. Hello, No Reply is here. All right. So I think I don't want to beat it all to you know what. I'm just looking for any dry chunks. When you go down in the bottom, you kind of have that spatula to make sure there's no pasty bits because that'll come through. But I think it looks nice. All right, so we're going to get our melted butter. Everything's better with bacon, they say, right? All right, so we had a half stick of butter. And I know it's a lot. We're making man food today. If you are low carb, today is not your day. You like sweet cornbread, Veronica? Kai Girl likes plain cornbread. So this is a half stick of melted butter. I'm just gonna pour it directly into the bottom of this pan. I was just thinking, how can we make it even better? Who does that? All right, so now we're gonna pour the cornbread mix, the Jiffy mix, directly in here. And if you all think we should, when it comes out, put some more butter on top, you can use the butter emoji in the chat. And my mom used to just top it with butter. But I was like, ooh, what if we have butter on the top or bottom? Sunny Day likes sweet cornbread. Julia likes sweet cornbread. I know, right? See, this is my problem. Do not take me to a bakery or a pastry shop. Just leave me there. It's a wrap. It's over. Hot butter bread. Come on now. All right. So I'm just going to kind of smooth this out a little bit. Y'all can see the butter is kind of pooling up on the side. I hope I didn't mess this up. But I dream about this kind of stuff. I'm like, ooh, what if we did this and that? And we're not going to waste. I'm going to get a spoon and we're going to scrape all that goodness in there. Yeah, let's get a spoon. We're waiting for the oven to preheat. Then we'll make some rice and then we'll get to the star of the show, our bean stew. And we'll put some turkey sausage in there. So you all can get inspired with whatever ingredients that you have. So we're doing some sweet cornbread. Oh. Jiffy is already sweet to me, but what if we put some honey on there? Barbara says more butter. Kathy says more butter. So far, this is just 2 boxes of Jiffy cornbread, all right? So the meal is going to be rice and beans with cornbread on the side. I'm going to take it to the Marines, all right? Okay, so as soon as our oven is ready, this is what we have. Y'all can see it's kind of swimming. Leo wants more butter. It's kind of swimming in the butter. So I'm hoping it stays really moist. Okay, so I'm just going to put it over here for now. The oven's at 375. Once it gets to 400, we'll put it in. Did I look at the time? Hold on, y'all. We got to get this out of the trash. I know. Who does that? Oh, God. Okay, hold on. I'm looking. I know I'm not the only one that does this. 15 to 20 minutes or until golden brown. All right. So let's clean up, wash hands, and then we'll start on the rice. So we're making a buttery cornbread. Stick to your ribs. Cornbread is good with everything. Hello everybody, we got Killis here. Ooh, Betty says you like a honey butter on the top. Maybe I'll do a honey butter. Okay, let's do that. That'll be fun. Kind of like the maple butter when I make the Maggie cakes. I mean the Maggie, make Maggie's. All right, I'm coming. Hold on. Mom says clean as you go. So our oven is ready. I'm just rinsing these out. We're gonna put that in and set the timer for 20 minutes. All right, so we have our butter. We're gonna call it butter bread by the time we're done. All right, so let's get this in. I'm just gonna put it. Let's see. I'll just put it in the center. Can we see? All right. I never know, top or bottom. We'll leave it there. Let's just do timer 20 minutes. Okay. So we'll wipe this down and then let's get started on our rice. Rice, baby. Thank you, Marcia, for all of the badges. William would add more cornmeal and sour cream. Oh my God, that sounds incredible. And I have sour cream too. Ooh, I was gonna have, y'all know when we did the Hoppin' John and we had like cheese and green onion and sour cream, kind of for them to make it like a potato bar. You know I love an assembly meal. All right, so y'all want honey butter. We'll do some honey butter on top. I'm going to have to taste it and then run out of the door because do not leave me with hot butter breads. It's a wrap. All right. We got Linda in the house. Thank you so much for being here. Killis is here, one of my day ones. All right, so let's clean this. And we're going to do some jasmine rice. I got this from the Dollar Tree. Again, this is not Dollar Tree dinners, but I think everything we have here is going to be pretty affordable, especially if you're cooking for a family or if you need to get a hearty meal together quick. This could be an option for you. You know, every meal doesn't have to be a home run. You know, I like to make small decorative plates with the garnish. And the sergeants were like, garnish? What in the world? You've done sour cream and Greek yogurt in your cornbread. Thank you, Ash, for all of the bears and hearts and everything. Y'all are so generous with me. I appreciate it. And the necklaces, thank you for my jewelry. Oh my goodness. Okay, so now let's move on to starch number 2, as if cornbread wasn't enough. I got this from the Dollar Tree. I grew up on jasmine rice. It's fragrant. This you can get at the Dollar Tree for, I guess, $1.25. We're going to cook the whole bag. I think it's very popular in Asian and African cuisine, but whatever rice that you have or whatever starch works. So this fits my little struggle Walmart rice cooker. So we'll give this a rinse, and then we're just going to cook this with salt. Wouldn't it be funny if we put butter in the rice? All right, so let's rinse it out. Let's rinse it out. Rinse it out. All right. Some people wash their rice. Some people don't. I am not the food police. Let me turn on my struggle air conditioning. Y'all know I'm a woman of a particular age, and I forgot to plug it in. Hold up. All right. I'm excited about the cornbread. Who doesn't like fresh baked anything? All right, so we're using jasmine rice. You can use long grain rice, wild rice, basmati rice if you like Indian cuisine. And I'm just going to run this underneath the faucet and then put it in the rice cooker. Oh, did I measure it? No, but we've done this before. I think it's about 2 cups. So my mom says 1 cup of rice, 2 cups of liquid. So we'll just fill it up. All right. So let's go ahead and give this a good wash. Remove some of the starch, and then, you know, cleans it if you care about that. You know, anytime you get anything that's in a package or from a store, you know, people are very particular about their ingredients, and especially when you're cooking for others, you want to give them the best. Julia says put butter in the rice. Okay. Don't threaten me with a good time. All right. So we've got this nice and rinsed off. My mom used to do that, especially when you're cooking for kids. You know, just give them a little bit, not a whole much, but just like a tablespoon. All right, so we're gonna put our washed rice in here. Let's get all of it. Then I'm gonna put 2 cups, no, this is 2 cups of rice. So we're gonna do 4 cups of water. You could do chicken broth if you want it more savory. Let's do white rice. Our stew is gonna have a lot of character to it. And we're gonna salt it and then put like 1 tablespoon of butter, just for texture, really, all right? If you want like a sticky rice, like if you're doing Asian cuisine, omit the butter. Alexa, set volume to 0. Y'all know the robot starts playing music after 5 when it hears water. It's my little happy kitchen cooking music. Okay, so we have our washed rice here. Let's go ahead and, since you all want more butter, I'll just do 1 pat, 1 little tablespoon. Oh, they're over here. All right. So let's get our water and some salt. So if you're a recipe follower, I had that conversation with my mom. I was like, how do I know? She's like, you watch. That's how the old folks teach us. You just watch and learn, right? Hello, Valerie is here. Trial and error. Absolutely. Absolutely. Okay. Let's get some water. All right. So this is about 2 cups of what? About 2 cups of rice. So we're going to do about 4 cups of water. So this is 2. So we need 2 of these. I just fill it up to the top. Thank you, Mary. Says it looks good already. I'm ready for that honey butter cornbread. Clearly, I don't need to be. All right. So let's get all those kernels in there. And then I'm going to salt it and stir and taste. My mom taught me to taste as I go. You never serve anybody anything you haven't tasted, unless, of course, you don't eat it, right? So we're going to salt it. I'd say a couple tablespoons. So I'm just doing like that much. Then I'm going to stir it. Stir it up. Little darling, stir it up. Before we set it and forget it, just make sure that salt water is in there. Then taste a spoon. Nice saltiness. That means your rice will have flavor. So I'm just going to peel one little pat of butter, optional, and we'll plop that in there. It'll just give our rice a nice little sheen so our rice isn't ashy. All right, rice is done. Let's turn this on and move it out of the way. So press the button. And now let's get started on our actual bean stew. All right, so we got cornbread in the oven. We need more seasoning. Cody, what do you want to put on the rice? What else would you like on there? We can season it up. All right, so if you're a meal prepper, you can do like a plain white rice, and then you can use it in variety of ways. But if this is the only meal, yeah, absolutely. Again, I'm just here for inspiration. So if you want, you could put saffron in there, onion powder, garlic powder, chicken seasoning, all kind of good stuff. Killer says, Maggie, any Kenny Rogers? The song? Let me know. Islands in the stream, that is what we are. Something in between. How did we go wrong? Sail away with me. See, don't get me started. To another land, and we can something together. Okay, stop it. Let's cut the sausage. All righty. So we have turkey sausage. One of the sergeants doesn't eat pork, so I'm just doing turkey sausage. You can do chicken sausage, pork sausage, beef sausage, whatever you like. This is what we got, all right? Quasia's liking it. Oh, Jurgen, it's been a while. So good to see you. All right. So we're just going to cut this. I have 3 of these packages. I kind of feel like when I'm cooking for men, I think we're going to double it up, y'all. When I'm cooking for men, I feel like just extra everything. Y'all know Marcus is 17 now. He just went to prom. He's graduating, getting ready to go to the Marines, hence the connection. And I remember when the kids were young and I asked them, do you want, I set the table and I said, do you want extra anything before I sit down? Extra everything, Mom. Tell me you're a boy, Mom, without telling me you're a boy, Mom, right? Oh, Maya, Cloud Chasing remembers the remix. See, us old folks remember the original. Yes, there was the Maya and Wyclef version of the Ghetto Superstar, but we're going to do the original. All right. So we're just going to cut this turkey sausage, and I don't even really think we need to be that fancy. You know what I'm going to do? Yeah. Am I? I'm trying to decide. I really like when we have the sausage on the griddle and it gets that nice little char. I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to get the griddle out and turn it on here. But then I'm like, okay, what do I do when it's time for the stew? We'll figure it out. We're taking our time, y'all. Hold up. I'm sorry. I know Aisha is like, Maggie ain't never prepared. Here I come, y'all. Okay. I got in a fight with the cupboard and the cupboard won. But I want to go ahead and use this griddle and I'll turn that on and turn it on so we can get that nice little sear. Sometimes I wonder, like, why do people come back here? All right, so we're just going to turn this on. I'm going to turn it on high. This is not authentic anything. This is a struggle meal.
We're going to make rice and beans in a very inauthentic way. All right, so let's go ahead and start cutting, and let's turn this on all the way up. All the way up, all the way up. So if you're a busy mom, or you got unexpected company, the kids have their friends coming over after football practice, or anything, I don't know if y'all do that anymore, and you need to get a meal on the table quickly, hopefully, something here will inspire you. Thank you, Michelle. You like the kitchen? This is my happy place, believe me. All right, so let's just go ahead. We're going to do 4 of these links. Give them as much protein as we can. If you're vegetarian, omit this step. And this is turkey sausage, okay? So it's going to be a little bit leaner. You can do whatever you like. And we're just going to cut it on an angle so it gives us a little bit more surface area. Just waiting for that to heat up. And then I'm just going to kind of sear them. You can, maybe we'll put some cooking spray down. I was going to say you can oil it if you want to. If you're using beef sausage or pork sausage, honestly, I think it releases its own natural oils and you will be fine. All right. Yeah, we like a little char. Oh, Jurgen, I'm glad you're doing well. Wanna Be Natural says, is the turkey high in sodium? I don't know. Let's check the package. I'll get it out of the trash for you. High is relative, but if you want to screenshot it, what does this say? Sodium, it's 500 grams. To me, that seems high, but I don't have to worry about salt. I do have to worry about sugar. So maybe they make, let me wash my hands again. Maybe they make a lower sodium version. But yeah, with all of these recipes, okay, I feel a little bit of heat. With all of these recipes, that's why I'm your substitute teacher. Do whatever works for you. We got Buana in the house saying, what are we making today, Maggie? We have butter bread, which is cornbread in the oven. We have some rice here. And I'm just going to make a simple bean stew with sausage. I don't know, y'all. I'm not good at the naming. So y'all let me know what you think we should call it. I love the cowboy chow from TikTok. So we're going to spray our cooktop. And I'm just going to go ahead and place these and get them close together because I'm going to do 4 links. This is going to be one of those simple struggle recipes. You can pretty much make it with jarred ingredients, whatever you have from the dollar store. That's what I have. Very inauthentic. It's not Hoppin' John. It's Struggle Maggie. All right, let's continue on. And Mr. President wanted me to tell y'all, he requested a Hoppin' John. It comes from Black slave culture. You know, basically you just take what you have, the scraps of whatever you have, and you make something hearty and comforting with it. And we all know the best food is some poor people food from every place in the world, right? Because, you know, we all like nice things. Gourmet food is fine, but when you think of your favorite comfort food and you think of the food that hits the spot, it's probably not a decadent, deconstructed, fancy schmancy plate, right? Y'all can share what is your favorite comfort food. By the time I get all these cut, it'll be time to turn them around, all right? Ooh, I love it, Quasia. Marine mash it is. Marine mash it is. You know what's so funny? Since you said that, when you put this plate together, again, I want to make beautiful plates that have a lovely garnish. The fellas don't care about that. Well, Sergeant was like, garnish? And so Marcus just was like, yeah, give me everything. The boys want extra everything. And I said, okay. So we've been making these meals, and I'll do Maggie Meals on Wheels and take it over. And Marcus is like, Mom, I like this kind of food. He just put everything together on the plate. He's like, I call it a garbage plate. Oh, thank you, Julia, for the badges on TikTok. I'm like, Marcus, that's kind of mean. He's like, no. You see how it looks like garbage, but it tastes good? He was like, I like this kind of food. I don't have to decide what to eat first. These kids, y'all. So again, if you got boys, or if you're a man who used to be a boy, when they're hungry, just give them the good stuff. All right. I have one more, but I think, you know what, I probably should do the last one. Let's go ahead. All right, let's go ahead and fill this up until you use me up. I thought it was fill me up. All right, let me show y'all what I'm doing. We're gonna turn this around. Turn it around. Now that we're done cutting, let me carefully. So I'm just putting them down. Ooh, smells good. Smell a little char nation going on. Is that even a word? And these are turkey sausages. You can use the Polish sausage, beef sausage, whatever you like. I don't know if I'll need this again. Probably not. We're just gonna do canned everything, make it easy. All right. Now I'm gonna get the tongs and turn these over. Let's see how we're looking at for color. We're gonna start over here in the corner. Yeah, we got a little going on. I just wanna, I know, I'm getting old. Just use my hands. All right, I think we're looking good. Shout out to the burnt hot dog crew. You know who you are. Some of y'all like that hot dog that's fighting for its life on the grill. This way you can tell where the hot spots are. I'm just gonna turn them over and turn it down. If this is too dark for you, then either turn the temperature down or don't leave them as much. But I think it gives it a nice little texture. What do y'all think? But again, you could do bologna. My bologna has a first name. Hot dog. Whatever you like. How's everybody doing? Everybody's good? Adon says, can you make cow skins with white rice? I have never heard of that. Please educate me. I have heard of chicken skin, believe it or not. I think it was Killis who was saying we could use chicken skins as a garnish on our soup. That was fun. All right. Let's get these all turned over. And then we can turn this off and I can use this outlet. A little end pieces. Make sure they're good. So again, this is 2 packages. Yes, 2 packages of the turkey sausage. You know, cooking for men, give them the meat, but you know, if you want to do it a little bit lighter, you absolutely can. If you're just cooking for, you know, kids, you could make it stretch with 1 package. Ooh, our 20 minutes timer is up. All right, let's get this turned over. And then let's check on our cornbread. I'm coming, oven. All right. So that's good. I'm actually just going to unplug it, but I think it looks good. I'm just going to move it. Make some room for the cornbread. And then when that goes into the stew, it'll be good. You know, I got to taste one for research purposes. I like to eat, y'all. It's a problem. Kielbasa and beans with grape jam. Okay, oven is calling. That sounds like the cowboy sound. All right, so we'll turn off the timer. I think the cornbread looks good. We'll put a toothpick in it and see if it comes out clean. It looks really good. Oh, we're gonna do the honey butter, right? Let me see if I can find the honey. Let's get a toothpick. It's all coming together, nice and colorful. Yeah, I see a little bit of wet, but I'm okay with it because I want to melt what my mom used to do, and I'll do it. She would take the stick of butter, and then she would basically just go over the top of the cornbread. But since you all want honey cornbread, I think I have some honey in the boys' fridge. Or, ooh, y'all, that's so good. Let's see if we can melt some honey butter, poke some holes in it, and pour it inside. Okay, hold on. Honey, where are you? Honey, where are you? Oh dear. I'm looking. I try to hide that stuff that I can't have. Did they take it? Did they clear me out? What about maple? Oh, shoot. I should have checked. Barbecue sauce. We got maple syrup. Whew. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. I got this 100% pure struggle honey from the dollar store. So we're going to I'll take almost all of the butter. I'm like, what if I need some? I'll just keep a little pat off to the side. I'll just put it over here on the cutting board. And we'll use that in the stew. So we're going to melt this half stick of butter and then stir in some honey in there, poke some holes, and take me now. Take me now. Oh my gosh. All right, let's do this. Follow me now. Y'all know what that is. Well, some of y'all do. All right, so I just have a glass mug, and I'm gonna put, have I ever done this before? No. Has that ever stopped us? No. So we're gonna put a stick of butter in here, like a half stick. I'm just gonna cover it with paper towel, put it in the microwave for a minute. Don't worry, the stew's gonna come together quickly. I'm just gonna open up some cans and stir. We will let it simmer. All right. So let me see. I saw this on TikTok, I think. I'm just gonna poke some holes in here with the chopstick, like a tres leches cake. Is this authentic? No. But that way, I'm just looking for any cracks and crevices where I can kind of make it look less obvious. All right. It's not uniform, but we'll be all right. Ooh. Julia said if we didn't have any honey, we could have done brown sugar and butter. That sounds good. Hello, Yvonne. Quasia says put that butter all over it. Yes, y'all like it? I never had that either. Okay, let's see how this butter is looking. Okay. So we have melted butter here. How much? I don't know. We're just going to stir it until your ancestors tell you to stop. Let's move that since it's hot and put this down. All right. I'm just going to stir, what was that? A couple tablespoons? Stir and taste. So I'm so excited. Why does this get me excited? All right. So let's just give this a taste. Sweet and buttery. Miss says, are you a diabetic? No. I used to be pre-diabetic, but I'm your substitute teacher because I cook with sugar substitutes, dairy substitutes, and gluten substitutes. I'm fasting today, y'all. This is not for me. we're going to take this to the Marines. If y'all are new here, our oldest son is graduating in like 3 weeks. And Marcus has signed for the Marines. So I'm kind of like the Marine mom. And I take food to them all the time. This is not what I'm eating. All right. So yeah, if you're diabetic, skip this part. All right. This would not work for you. All right. So we have our honey butter cornbread. And I think I'm just going to kind of let it rock out. We'll turn off the oven. I'll show y'all a close up, and then we need to make this stew, get that sausage in there, and then we'll just let this kind of soak up. And we will let's see if we can get it all in there. We'll let that kind of soak up, and then we'll cut them a nice slab of cornbread with their Marine mash. All right? We feeling good about that? I'm going to turn off the oven and just put it back in the oven so it'll stay warm. Are we okay with that? All right, so let's make a quick stew. We'll cut this and I'll try not to inhale it. Oh my gosh, y'all. Melted butter, yes, I know. Y'all see that? Oh yeah. Honey butter. All right. So again, if you're new to cooking or if you don't have time, don't do everything from scratch. Make one thing gourmet and then make everything else easy for you. Okay, so we have our sausages. Quality check. Let's get a skillet. And our rice is doing its thing. Let me move this like this. Oh, we need the cooktop. Yeah, what am I doing? Okay, it's not gonna cook on this. Hold on. I try to keep everything so you all can see. All right. All right, so in the Hop and John recipe that was inspired, you would have cooked your sausages in your skillet, remove the sausages from the skillet, and then cook the veggies in the drippings. I think I'll just use, since we're on a butter theme, so bad, I know. I'm thinking I'll just put the last little bit of butter in here. She used onions and peppers. Let me see what I have. All right, y'all. I just got this from the dollar store. This is literally a struggle meal. We're just going to use what we have. This is frozen, and it says seasoning blend. Have we ever used it before? No. But that's okay. So I'm going to use this last of the butter. We're just going to saute the veggies in there, add the beans, the tomatoes, stir it up. By the time the rice is done, add the sausage in, and we're good. Literally. Found this at the bottom of the freezer. This came from the Dollar Tree. You could do onions and peppers. Fresh is best if you have it. You like the butter? Absolutely. Fresh is best if you have it, but this is what we got. And I'm going in directly from frozen. Again, not a professional. Do not expect perfection over here. This is a struggle. Oh, my knife cover. This is a struggle cooking channel. But, I don't really think I'm that good. My mom is a retired home economics teacher, and she does everything perfect. So I just give up. But the boys are healthy. Thank you, Roberta. Says congratulations. Hello, Liz. Thank you for being here. Hello, Yvonne. Quasia says, run that butter all over it. Run me my butter. All right, y'all. Let's saute these frozen veggies down. You could have thawed them first. Or if you have fresh onion and pepper, let me just put the top on here. You know what would be great? If we had some of Miss Aisha'S vegetable seasoning. More is coming. So we'll just do, what do we have left of hers? I'm down to 2 little struggle packs. Make sure y'all order at Select Blends because her stuff goes fast. So this mystery one is the seafood seasoning. And then this one is spaghetti and pasta seasoning. Or we could just do onion powder, garlic powder, salt and pepper. So I just want these veggies to unfreeze or, thaw. And then I'll show y'all what we're going to do for vegetables, all right, for canned goods. So Rotel. I was looking for Rotel at the dollar store. That's what she used in the Hop and John recipe. They didn't have Rotel, but they had this red gold petite diced. So you could use this for tomatoes or fresh if you have it. I have, it's open, but I used it yesterday in a tuna omelet that I made. Some canned tomatoes, but they were seasoned with like basil, oregano. I don't know if you can see there's some spices in there. This was really good. Again, if you're pressed for time, so we'll use that up. Let's get our veggies cooked down. And then beans. Traditional Hop and John is made with black-eyed peas. Couldn't find any at the dollar store. And again, this is the inauthentic struggle meal. Wanna Be Natural says use onion powder, garlic powder, salt, and pepper. Okay, we can do that. So let's get these veggies seasoned up. So we have pinto beans. This is what I got from the Dollar Tree. So we're going to do 2 cans and we'll drain them. Yeah, let's do like a chunky stew. Y'all see, I keep picking at this. Let's do some seasonings. It smells good. In here with the butter. So we'll season it up. Salt and pepper, onion powder, garlic powder. That's what you want, you got it. Season to your heart's content. Again, I don't have to worry about sodium. But I do like to season every step of the way. Oh, I need to refill my pepper grinder. My mom says, or I think, the best food is when everything individually tastes good on its own, and then when you combine it, even better. So I have some red pepper, took the top off here. I'm gonna try and get them in here without making too much of a mess. Just trying to, ooh. All right. And we have our little pepper kernels, and we're gonna put the top on. Fresh cracked pepper, when it releases the oils, when you grind it, is best. I am not the food police. Do whatever works for you. But, we all start somewhere. Let's tighten this up. And red pepper is what I had, but you can use black, you can use anything. Woo! Y'all, this smells so good with the butter and the veggies. All right, so we did some salt. Let's get in there with the red pepper. Ooh, Claire says, any beans are yummy. Just add seasoning and fat. That's what look, life is yummy. Just add seasoning and fat. Jurgen's ready with his plate. Bonnie is here. We got Joseph saying it's nice. Thank you, sir. All right. We did salt and pepper, onion powder, garlic powder. That's what you wanted. Okay, you got it. Onion powder, garlic powder. So again, this was a frozen at the Dollar Tree. Celery, onions, peppers. I don't know what else was in there, but they call it the seasoning blend. Okay, we got onion powder and garlic powder. Probably a teaspoon of each. Make it taste good. Taste as you go. We're gonna stir it up and taste it. Our honey butter cornbread is in the oven, done. Rice is starting to percolate a little bit. So this was 2 big blocks. Let's break those up. Get that seasoning in there. This could be a good base. I'm not a huge celery person. I can smell the celery. It's a little much for me. But we're gonna add the tomato once we get these broken down, and the beans. Do I drain the beans or don't drain the beans? All right, let's give this a taste. Now we have our veggies. I think it's nice and colorful. We got Julius here. Y'all check out Julius. Hello, Myrna. Julius is Julius. I love the name. He also has a cooking channel. Met him at a YouTube event. I got a couple YouTube events coming up. So good to see you. Okay, Elaine says drain 1 can of beans. Love it. I love cooking with y'all. Again, we're making marine mash. Have we ever done this before? No. We're figuring it out as we go. So let's just get a little taste. We're just gonna taste for seasoning. I'll get a little celery, little red pepper. As long as it's not raw, get in there and taste your food, okay? So we got different colored peppers, onions. Oh, oh, oh! It's buttery, it's garlicky. Ooh! All right, focus. So we got some veggies in there. Use whatever veggies you have in your pantry, all right? Now, if you have Rotel or this can, Red Gold, I have one already open. We're doing a struggle meal, so I'm just gonna add the tomatoes in there. If you like more tomatoes, do more tomatoes. If you like less tomatoes, omit the tomatoes. Marine mash, make it your own, okay? Let's get that stirred up. Stir it up. And then we're gonna taste again. See how we like the balance with the tomatoes. All right. Ooh, our rice is percolating. Our cornbread is done. Our sausages are done. Yeah, the tomatoes were kind of liquidy. So if you want it more soupy, keep the liquid, or you can drain it. But let's taste this and see how we like it. And we got a little tomato in there. Again, cooking for men or boys, they'll eat it. Give them the good stuff. All right, got a little bit of everything on here. Come on, mama. I think I'm going to use this Aisha'S spaghetti seasoning since we're streaming to her page. The tomatoes, the seasoned tomatoes. Let me see if I have a can so y'all can see. It is so good. I don't think I have it. All right. It's not this one, but it looked like this. Oh, Quasia, thank you. Cheers to the marine mash in your honor. So you can get regular diced tomatoes. Okay, TikTok. You can get regular. Hold on, y'all. I'm just fogging up my glasses. It's hard to see. Oh, there it is. Okay, I see it. TikTok after an hour makes you answer like a trivia question. So I had a can like this, but instead of regular diced tomatoes, it had seasoned with like basil and all. So good. So we'll put a little bit of Miss Aisha'S spaghetti seasoning there because it's got a little Italian flair to it. I can taste it. So Quasia, it's been a while since we've had anybody on the struggle stream whiteboard. Thank you for the $10. Quasia. So we're making marine mash in your honor. All right, so to get it extra filling, if you want to avoid the starch, avoid this. But we have 2 cans of pinto beans. So TikTok says drain one, and then we'll pour the other in here. All right, so just eyeball it. Look at the consistency. Look at that liquid that's in there. If you like it, good. Drain all your cans. All right, so let's start by pouring one in, the pinto beans. If you're doing cowboy chow, this would be baked beans. I got a whole bunch of baked beans for the Marines, but they're not working out today. All right, so we're gonna take these to the sergeants. Let's scrape all this in here. Give it a stir. And I almost feel like 1 can of beans. I'm looking at the consistency because I don't want it to be too bean heavy. My mom just said, cook with your senses, Maggie. Don't just like measure and go. Don't just set it and forget it. Look at it. Look at the consistency, the color. Listen for the popping. Taste as you go. Smell it. Catch it before it burns. So when I'm looking at this, when you think about building like the perfect bite, I want to be able to see a little bit of everything. And we've got all these sausages to add in there. So let's give this a taste. Let it simmer a little bit. Put the sausages in there. Our rice looks like it's about to be done. And we're good. If you want more, you could do extra beans if you want to. But I kind of feel like I'm good with this. What do y'all think? Let's get a tomato, some veggies, some beans. If you're vegetarian, stop at this point. Come on now. add a little bit of Miss Aisha'S spaghetti seasoning. I know it sounds strange, but in her honor, we have to use her seasoning. So this is the Select Blend spaghetti and pasta seasoning. The tomatoes that I used were not regular diced tomatoes. They were seasoned with like basil, oregano, and something. Y'all know what I mean. Same can. So there's the plain one, and then there's the seasoned one. And I made an omelet yesterday. So good. So we're just making marine mash. We'll see how the fellas like it. All right, rice is just about done. I'm gonna give it one last taste, then we add the sausage, and we're done. All right. And Miss Aisha'S seasoning gave us a nice little color. Looks good? I think it looks good too. All right. So let me get another tasting spoon. It's very good. I'm gonna do a little bit more salt and pepper and a little bit more garlic and onion powder. Because if you remember, we seasoned the veggies and then we added beans and tomatoes, okay? So just a little bit more, and then I think it's perfect. So a little salt, a little cracked pepper, a little bit more garlic powder. I'm gonna turn this down because honestly, we're good. It's like a 9 out of 10. Onion powder. Stir and taste. This is why sometimes y'all are like, Maggie, are you gonna eat? By the time I get done cooking, I've tasted it. So I'm good. And then we'll just add our sausages back in there. So a little bite, a little bit of everything. Looking at the rice, almost done. Cornbread, almost done. Woo! Y'all, this right here, this is like the vegetarian delight. All right, let's put all of our sausages back in, and we're good. Stir it and go. Everything is done. So if you missed it, we have a whole tray of smoked sausages that we cooked on the griddle because I wanted the char. Y'all see how the struggle meals just come together? We don't know what we're doing, but we have fun together. Then we're gonna serve this over white rice. Combo Cookies is laughing at me. We serve this over rice with some honey butter cornbread on this. Come on. All right. Whew. I'm getting excited. Because, see, I don't really think I'm that good. Like I said, my mom is a professional. She can make magic happen. And I don't really think, I'm that good. So when I knock it out, or when I like it, so I'm hard on myself. So if I like it, I think they'll like it too. All right. Let's give that all a stir and then start Avengers Assemble. We're gonna pack this up. I don't know how many sergeants are there tonight, but we'll make at least 4. Yeah, I think we can make 4 plates to go. All right, let's stir up our marine mash. Let's just get all these sausages up underneath. Y'all, I might have gone extra on the meat. Shout out to the meatitarians. Sorry, vegans, today is not your day. Vegetarians, you had your moment. All right, so I think this looks good. You could put this on, if you're doing family style, you could put this on the table. What do y'all think? We got to get one last taste with the sausage and everything comes together. Really simple, almost a dollar store meal. Pack and go for the soldiers. And yeah, just keeping an eye on the rice. Let's go ahead and get our cornbread out. Everything. One last bite. I think y'all would eat this. I'm gonna go ahead and unplug. I think the residual heat will do just fine. Let's get a little bite. Sausage, bean, veggies, tomato. All Let's try. It's comfort, but it's very complex at the same time. I'm gonna put, I know, I'm just doing the most, a little oregano. I have some authentic Greek oregano because it's like Southern, but like Italian at the same time. I got this on the in Greece at the spice market. So not much, just a little bit. We'll stir it in there. Well, let's get a new one. Yeah, I'm happy. If you like it sweet, again, just do baked beans instead of if you're team savory, this is for you. If you're team sweet, you would like the cowboy chow, but you have honey butter cornbread coming up. All right, so you will have your sweet if you like that. Let me get one of these big charred, greedy, big back pieces. I know y'all. Woo! Okay, we're gonna stop. And I don't really like beans like that. But this, y'all like it? What do we think? Okay. Avengers assemble. Food is done. Let's get the cornbread out. Let's make our to-go boxes and let me get on the road so I can feed them on the road again. Cornbread. Let's take it out and cut it up. We just got a couple more minutes. I'm waiting for that rice cooker to pop and then we're good. All right, if you missed it, we made just Jiffy cornbread and then we glazed it with honey butter. Oh, mama, somebody stop me. Why? Because food is love. And since we're cooking for men, I'm gonna give them quarter-sized pieces. Like big mama jamma fist-sized cornbread. That's it. We're not even gonna try and get fancy. Give them the good stuff. All right. Let's see. Okay, why? Who is the food for? I'm gonna take it to the recruiting station for the sergeants that are working with my son. He's joining the Marines after graduation. I'm gonna tell myself, why did I just have a wish that I scoop out a piece of cornbread and like a corner falls off that I can't serve, so I have to. So bad. Now remember, we have some parchment paper under there. Woo! All right, let's see if I think I can slide the whole thing out. Remember, we got parchment paper. Let me see something. Because I want to make sure what I'm cutting. Oh, rice cooker just ended. Just finished. Perfect. All right, let me see. I just broke a piece unintentionally. Let's use the other side of the cutting board. Even though there's parchment underneath there. See if I can scoop this out in one big buttery slab. Y'all, it is dripping. It is dripping honey butter. Okay, I'm gonna have just this little piece. It's like candy, like candy. It's like candy. Okay, focus, Maggie. Y'all, can you see this? Come to mama. When I tell you, when I tell you, my wish came true. Y'all want a piece? Okay. Oh, it just keeps breaking. Y'all, look at how big back this is. I'm gonna, so greedy. Okay, pack it up. Pack it up. today, Satan. No. All right. All right. I'm getting excited. Our rice is done. So we have cornbread. We have marine mash. Our rice cooker just finished. Shout out to the rice. Oh, we got to taste the butter rice. I know, y'all. This is just the most. There's a piece on that paper. I know it fell off. All right. So we have that. Let's taste. Y'all, look at this dinner. I think y'all would eat this. Y'all would eat this. Y'all would eat this. Shout out. Let's taste a little bit of our rice. I'm stuck. I'm stuck. Okay, focus, Maggie. I get excited. Okay. So we have these containers that I got from Walmart. So we're going to make 4 big man plates and feed the fellows, right? What's in the pot? Quasia says I got a PhD in big back ministry. I know, y'all. Oh my word. Okay. So let's see if we can make 4 nice plates, 4 mama jamma plates, and then get on the road. So we're gonna start with the rice. Y'all, look at that. I put it down because it gets hot in my hand. Give them 2 or 3 big scoops of rice. I hope they don't mind their food touching. You know, Mr. President doesn't like his food to touch, but I think the fellas would be okay. Let's put some marine mash on here. Try and leave. All right, that's a lot. It's looking good. And then I'll just put a little divider of parchment for the big back cornbread. Let's kind of put that in the corner. The other ones, I'll make more space. All right, let's make sure it's off the parchment paper. We're gonna put a big old piece of cornbread on the side. I think that's good. Let me give him a little bit more marine mash, cover all that rice. There we go. I wish I should plate a little bit for you. Hello, Toya from Georgia. All right, so we got that one. I know the foil goes on the inside. I like it this way. The cornbread keeps jumping into my mouth. I keep trying to push it down into the packaging. All right, so I'm gonna take this to them. Literally, I have a box. All right, 1 meal down. All right, let's do 3 more and then I'm out the door. I didn't mean to rhyme, but I did. All right, so let's see again. Thank you all so much for joining me on another epic struggle stream. I am Maggie, the substitute teacher. I make food and femininity content. We are cooking for the Marines. Usually I'm cooking for the kids when they're working out together, but they didn't work out today. So whenever the sergeants are there by themselves on workout day, I take them food because they always eat last when the kids are working out. So this way they don't have to share. Y'all know you feel special when you don't have to share your food. All right. Let's move that, make a little spot for the big back cornbread. Yep. Something tells me, oh, y'all, it's so much butter on the cornbread. It's literally like, I don't know if y'all can see. Can y'all see that? Okay, it's really rich. I need to stop. All right, let's get this one. I think they'll like it. Number 2 is done. All right, number 3. Sergeant Newsom, you're here. Okay, good. I'm almost done. So let me show you what I made. It's hot. Let me show you what I made. I'll be there in 11 minutes. So we have sticky rice. So we have some containers. I don't know how many sergeants are there today, so I'm making 4 plates. Let me know if that will work. So we're gonna do 3 big scoops of sticky rice. This is jasmine rice. And then we are calling this marine mash. It is onions, peppers, celeries, turkey sausage for Sergeant Diallo. We've got some pinto beans, some tomatoes, basically a really hearty stew to go over the rice. Let me get a little bit more. And then our signature, we put a little divider. They're excited, y'all. They're on Instagram. If y'all want to hop on over to Instagram and say thank you to Sergeant Newsom and all of the recruiters that are taking good care of Marcus. We got our big back cornbread with the honey butter glaze on top. This is your meal. He said, yes, that works. Thank you so much for all you do. All right, so number 3 is done. All right, so what other announcements? I make cooking content on Mondays and Fridays. If y'all like my relationship content, that is Wednesdays and Saturdays. So number 3, and then let's do the last one. And then I'm out the door to drop this off. And Sergeant Newsom has been so wonderful to allow me to make content because he knows I have a channel. So I let them eat in peace, but I do like to get the first bite on camera and their initial reaction. So we're just gonna drop this off. I'm gonna leave just a little bit to build a bite. All right, let's get the last bit of this. I'll kind of put it off to the side. See how that looks. So you can kind of see your food. And then the last cornbread slice. Oh, just a little divider. And then the last cornbread slice going in. All right, number 4 is done. So I have forks. They don't need plates. When I'm feeding the Marines, the future Marines, I just take the containers, y'all. The kids literally, like, I come back with scraps. And I love it. All right, so we got 4 meals on wheels. I'm ready to go. Thank you all so much. I'm gonna do one bite, one struggle bite together just to see what it tastes like. If you're interested, Lucy and I have a class, Relationship Basics for the ladies. If you don't know how to, like I say, if your mom didn't teach you how to be a good woman to a good man and you want some tips on how to, this is so janky. I'm scraping this and I'm gonna add it to the rice just to get one bite so I can taste it together. That starts in July. Everything is at teachablemomentswithmaggie.com. And that's it. I didn't even need the sausage. That's so good. All right, y'all. So let me feed the fellas. I'm gonna take them some forks. And I have some drinks. And I will see you all. Today's Monday. I'll see you all Wednesday. Yes, absolutely. Y'all are shouting out the Marines in the Instagram chat. Sergeant Newsom, Sergeant Shells, Sergeant Diallo. When Marcus decided he wanted to be a Marine, the family is all in. All right, everybody. It looks good. All right, so stay tuned. I'll make some footage and then I'll post a reel and let you all know their feedback. Be careful. I know, right? Thank you, Instagram. Thank you, everybody. All right. Thank you so much for hanging out. Yes, Jurgen, I know it's late over there. Good night in Germany. See you all Wednesday with Lucy.